Oh, one day I'm gonna get it right, you guys. I had to add myself, you know, to the situation over here. How are y'all doing today? How is everybody? Hey, Melanie. Hey, audio coffee. Hey, flash fan. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Cynthia. Oh, you just stopped by to push the thumbs up. I hope you come back later. Hey, Melanie. You're in the dentist office? Ew. Okay, good. Well, we're gonna distract you. Brandon, shush it. Brandon's here. Hi. Hi, Brandon. I'm so happy to see him. Hey, David. Hey, Teresa. What? Who's ODing? Oh, you're ODing on Otter Creek. I get it. Hey, Denise. Denise, I have a feeling with a name like Denise Sells that you might be a what the hell's fan. Hey, Dennis. So, hey, Conversations. Hey, Heidi. I know, right? I hope she has them in too. Hi, Thomas. Hey, D. Robertson. Let's see here. Roy. Roy is here. Who else? Who else? Who else? Oh, we already said hi to Cynthia. Okay, everybody. Okay, good flash fan. Good. You can stop your work for a few hours. I give you permission. Okay, I'll just call you RJ then. Hey, salty dog. Yeah, I don't even know what I've been calling you, but I'm going to call you RJ from now on. I think I've been calling you Conversations instead of calling you RJ. That's usually what I do. I just start with like the first few words or whatever I see, and then I just stop going. Hello, Brian. Wait, did I? Oh. Hey, Clara. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I didn't watch last night, but I think that MG played and I haven't looked at like anything online today, but I'm sure somebody by this point in time has already played the last part of the Ohio hearing, right? What are you going to do? I'm going to hang out with you guys while I'm writing. Okay, cool. Cool, Teresa. I hope we do not distract you. Y'all watched both of them? Okay. Okay, well, so you get to deliver your first message for church on Friday, so you're glad to get a break. Okay, cool. Um, okay, sure. So he did do that. Well, I missed it, but John Crop tonight. What? What, David? What are you saying? Okay, bye, Grandma. Oh, you're gonna listen to us on the drive. Okay, we can do that. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna play that, right? We're gonna play the last part. Hold on, let me find it. And then we are going to. This was last night. Okay. Nope, this is the one. Why'd they do that? Okay. Sorry. Move to a new window over here. And then we're going to go like this. And then we're going to add. Hey, everybody, don't forget to hit the like, okay? I always forget to do that. That's why I'm telling y'all. And also because I see there's only 73 of us in here right now, which is pretty kind of a small number for what we usually have. However, I did go 30 minutes early today. That could be it. Or maybe people are just sick of, hey, Lady Law, maybe people are just sick of what the hells, which is also definitely a possibility, right? Wait, just giving a pre-warning about what? The fun begins with crook. Do not turn it into a drinking game. Oh, yeah. There aren't that many spare livers. Okay, I won't. Okay, so, oh, I need to push. You know what? When I take off for the weekend, it's like so hard to remember all the things again. Okay, now let's add. Never sick of what the hell, says Rose. Okay. All right, so we're gonna watch this, and then we're going to go. I'm already sick of Crook. I know that's impossible. Who could ever be sick of him? But I am, and I'm ready to go back to Otter Creek because those people are so entertaining.
Which he calls
Tell me if it's too loud. Okay.
Otter Creek. This is much bigger than what he's saying. We are mentally ill and unstable. I shouldn't have said that.
You should not have.
We're back in court where Crook has already thrown Lynette under the bus, Marla Huge under the bus.
Is that better? Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to kill your eardrums. Sorry. Hey, Zero-Sum. Hey, Beckalyn. Uh-oh, Teresa, I don't know what you said. Okay, but I'm going to play it. Okay. And distorted. It was sounding distorted also? How is that possible?
Bus. A YouTuber who he doesn't even remember the right name. So for the sake of this argument, we'll call him Millhouse's Worst. That's not his real name. No need.
Was the sound messed up?
To search. We're not going to promote him at all. And his good buddy that he doesn't even know, Chris Holder. And he says he gave him this whole hate group of Jeremy Hales.
Due to our camera angles, I'm going to have the witness sit here instead of on the witness stand because we do not get a clear view on the witness.
My lawyer just called George as the next witness. This is going to be interesting because Crook's going to have an opportunity to cross-examine her. And according to his post on Facebook, he says he's got photos that he's already done such.
All right, ma'am, if you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalty of law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Heller, you may inquire.
Will you state your name and spell your last name for the record? Do you live with Mr. Hales?
What do you mean I don't get much notice? You mean about like when I'm going to go live? Okay, so here's the thing. Usually I go live. Well, this is the plan. It could be, right? Monday through Friday around 3:30, but sometimes I might go a little early at 3 o'clock. But I will try to like nail it down to a better time frame this week. It's just that sometimes I end up not going live. I usually, the last 2 weeks, I've been going live at least three times a week. It's just that sometimes if I'm still like, if I still have a lot of work to do and I, like real work and I can't go live, then I just haven't been going live. But if I'm going to go live, it's usually between 3 and 3:30 during the week. But I'll also try to come up with like an actual schedule. Okay. That's a vacuum cleaner. And I apologize. It's loud. I'll mute myself.
Yes. Do you live here in the state of Ohio?
Yes,
And also spend time in Otter Creek, Florida as well?
that is correct.
Have you been able to witness
My question is, how can you testify that I did it?
so you're waiting
Recollection, all
if you know?
there was, as well as his phone number. I was able to take. We do not get a clear view on the witness.
My lawyer just called George as the next witness. This is going to be interesting because Crook's going to have an opportunity to cross-examine her. And according to his post on Facebook, he says he's got photos that he's already done such.
All right, ma'am, if you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalty of law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Heller, you may inquire.
Will you state your name and spell your last name for the record? Do you live with Mr. Hales?
Yes.
Do you live here in the state of Ohio?
Yes,
and also spend time in Otter Creek, Florida as well.
that is correct.
Have you been able to witness firsthand the harassment of Mr. Cook?
Yes.
What ways have you observed Mr. Cook harass Jeremy?
Through the video that Jeremy was able to take the day that they came encounter with each other, and whatever posts he posts online, whether it's regarding towards me or towards Jeremy.
Earlier, we posted images of Mr. Cook claiming he had video with his clean mouth, excuse the language. Did you happen to see that post as well?
Yes.
How did that post make you feel?
Disgusted. It's a very vile post. Sickened. It's led to me going to counseling because of all the stress that this has caused and the vile post that he has made online publicly.
These two, particularly Crook, and yeah, Lynette as well, have constantly harassed us with, oh man, I can't say the real word on YouTube. We'll just call it X. You know, things you used to do with your ex. We'll call it sexual harassment, and it's nonstop with these two.
And are you aware of Mr. Cook posting your address in Ohio publicly online?
I am aware of Miss.
Hey, Dan. Hey, Roy. You can't use that. Oh, I know. That's the vacuum again. It's really loud. It's like they're trying to get into this room.
Miss Preston posting our address online, and Mr. Cook posting that as well as his phone number.
And posting the phone number.
I
and
object
address.
on that one.
Overruled.
Posting the phone number and address online, does that make you concerned for your safety?
Absolutely.
What is your fears?
Fear that people will stalk us, wait for us, whether it's here in Ohio or down in Florida, since we live there part of the year.
Extremely valid fear, as we've already been stalked. Now, I know there are those out there that are going, you know what? Maybe I'll move to Otter Creek. Otter Creek doesn't need you to move to it.
And seeing the signs posted in your neighborhood calling, have you seen signs posted around Otter Creek regarding Jeremy?
Through pictures I have. The neighbors have sent us pictures.
And what do those signs typically read, if you know?
There was.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was thinking that too, like right after I said it, Janice. That's really cool. Okay. Well, cool last name.
A total of 13 signs, and the ones that I've seen.
I object.
Call him a
So
rapist.
they never even seen these signs. Somebody posted. Forget it. Forget it. I gotta say that again.
It amazes me how Crook and
He's such a dummy. He just admitted to it. Okay, so we're going to keep a little score here. I'm going to forget because I start reading the chat and then I forget what I'm doing. Okay, so that's his first admission of the day. They never even saw the signs. They just saw them posted.
Lynette continue to state that we've never ever seen these signs, and yet we even posted me holding the signs in my hand. As a matter of fact, George is sitting right next to all the signs in court right now, and all of those signs are here for Florida court for the federal suit. The signs exist, every single one of them. Just because we weren't here in Florida when they put them up doesn't mean that they didn't happen, that we haven't seen them, and they're all in our possession.
Okay, withdrawn, proceed.
Okay, and what did the signs or the photos of the signs say that you saw?
From my recollection, all of the posters have the word Reddit, Jeremy Hales, Ohio.
And so again, linking Jeremy both to Ohio and Florida.
Correct.
And with the insinuation he's a rapist, what are your concerns about that?
Disgust from the folks that have posted it, the defamation and the libel that's involved, and inciting harm towards him because he is not what they say is on the poster.
We know Lynette had somebody else do these signs with her. While we already have the nation's #1 forensic handwriting expert confirming that 100% Lynette wrote half of these signs, there's somebody else out there floating that wrote the other half. an accomplice.
Hi,
And now we
Andrew.
know that individual is probably watching right now, and that individual is probably living life in fear. You would too.
I haven't missed any more confessions, have I? Denise, thank you for the, I don't know if this is a super chat, a super sticker or a super chat, but thank you. I appreciate that. I can't tell the difference, but I do appreciate it.
If Lynette was throwing everybody under the bus left and right in court, and you know you're next. So here's the deal that I have for you, other person who we've narrowed down to a handful of just a few. Come forward and give testimony. Be a witness that Lynette actually wrote these, or you're going to have the consequences once she.
Okay, so I don't want to make anybody upset here, and I definitely don't want to make Jeremy upset, or, you know, I don't want to make anybody upset about this, right? However, I'm a defense attorney, so I'm going to say, I mean, it's definitely still accepted in, you know, they still use. So Mad says, is handwriting forensics not a BS science, or am I wrong? I think that it is. I believe that it is BS, but there are plenty of people. I mean, it's still accepted in courts, and I mean, it hasn't been totally thrown out as junk science, I don't believe, but I would definitely object to it being used. But yeah, there are definitely still experts that you can hire that they this is their expertise, right? And I think that Jeremy has said that he has done that. But I personally think that it's junk science. Like, I think it's like along the lines of like bite mark. Oops, that's not a good.
Throws you under the bus of all the legal liability.
Now, in about July this year, there was testimony that Mr. Cook took out and brandished this at Jeremy. Do you recall that?
Yes, in the video.
And living with Jeremy, how have you seen this effect?
So you never I object.
Hold on, he didn't ask her if she saw the interaction. He asked the witness how that event has affected Mr. Hales. I will allow that question.
It has caused stress between our relationship, with anxiety and fear for our safety. For the first time ever, I had to schedule an appointment to see a doctor to put him on medication because of everything that's going on, and the high cholesterol or high blood pressure.
And you also helped to work to support his online content channel. Is that fair?
Yes.
And so have you seen these posts from Mr. Cook be consistent month after month?
It has been consistent within the last 6 months.
And
I object.
Overruled.
And this consistent posting has made Mr. Hales feel scared. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
Do you take any specific precautions when you leave the house because you're so scared by these posts?
Lots of prayer. We're just very, very cautious when we leave, and we are always checking.
Roy says, if it was junk science completely, then no autograph could ever be authenticated unless the actual person was alive and said it was their signature. That's true. That's true. That's a good point.
Our surroundings, and the biggest fear is returning to Florida when we go back for the winter.
Has this situation and escalation with Mr. Cook delayed your return to Florida?
Again, Deborah says she handwrote the deposition. I think you mean the well, maybe the deposition too, but I think you mean the petition. Also, the identical word usage and identical misspelling, identical punctuation or lack of it. Yeah, I mean that's true. This is true. Some people make it very easy to identify when it's them, right? Especially if somebody else said that she had stuff posted all over her yard and stuff. So yeah. And then Cynthia says, Lynette changed her signature on the motion to dismiss the federal case. That's funny. It's not that hard to change your signature though, you know? Okay. Petition. That's right.
Yes.
And you're hoping that there's some sort of order in place so that you can go back safely?
Yes, we plan to return back the first week of October, but with this court and the civil protection order, we're waiting to see what the judge grants before we decide.
I object.
Overruled.
Okay, so you're waiting on this court's decision before you return to Florida.
Correct.
And that's because of the behavior of Mr. Cook.
Correct.
And this has caused you to go to counseling as well?
Yes.
And so you're in fear because of the continuous pattern of behavior by Mr. Cook?
Yes. I feel that both Mr. Cook and Miss Preston are both mentally unstable, and at any time they can pull out their gun and shoot at us.
I object.
They both carry a weapon, and they're both mentally unstable and have showed that in person.
I object especially to that unless she has proof of it.
This court hearing in itself is proof of the mental instability of Crook and Lynette. The reality that they post over and over and over, they flood the world with proof, as if anybody needs any more proof that these two are unhinged. But if he actually wants more proof, he married somebody who's been married and divorced 6 times, pole dancer / minister, who tells the world that he is a abuser. Anybody who sticks around with that is not okay in the membrane.
Okay, this is her opinion. The court is not taking the words that Ms. says as expert testimony. So this is merely her opinion, and keeping in mind that ultimately I get to be the judgment of who I find is credible and if what they are saying is credible. That's my job here. So I appreciate that you have objected to that. I have overruled it.
I had a dream about that baby laugh last night. It's such a cute baby laugh, though.
Put your next question, please.
And lastly, even after having been served with this protection order, has that stopped the online posting and harassment?
No.
Nothing further.
All right. Mr. Cook, do you have any questions for this witness based solely on the testimony that she has given?
Neither do mine, Dan.
So you say, all right, let me try to phrase this. So you never seen these signs in person. You've seen them online. So, well, I'll start with that.
Neighbors have sent us pictures of the posters that were posted in Otter Creek.
So you're basically, it's hearsay, and your neighbors could have.
And I did watch the live last night, so I did see that she actually had them sitting next to her in court, but she just forgot when the judge, excuse me, when Crook asked her about it. What's that? I don't know what that is. I have an evil clown. That's hilarious. I love that one. I need some more sound effects, that's for sure.
Posts that your neighbors could have made the signs. The one, we've got a couple that don't like this.
How stupid is this Neanderthal? He's literally saying your neighbor could have made the signs. No kidding. That's what we're in court. We're literally proving our neighbors made the signs.
This is true.
The posters match the handwriting of Miss Preston.
And if they match the handwriting.
Yeah, he said your neighbors could have done it, or your neighbors could have made them. They are the neighbors.
Miss Preston, what does that have to do with me?
This is a good point.
Answer the question, please.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Do you have any evidence that the posters were written by Mr. Cook?
No.
Okay, next question, please, Mr. Cook.
Oh, so that was 2 admissions. Remember the neighbor one?
You posted, or you just said that we are mentally ill and unstable. Do you have proof of this?
I believe that this is my
do you have
this is
proof
my
of it?
belief that.
Did y'all hear him? like he's the judge or something. Do you have proof? Oh, I just want to. Well, I don't know how you do it, but backhand him. Is that rude? Is that violence? I'm kidding. I don't want to do that.
Hold on. Can you answer the question, yes or no?
No.
Okay, next question.
Obviously, she doesn't have proof.
I
I am too, you know.
didn't realize that I was going to be cross-examining her, so I don't remember the whole conversation, except that I objected to basically everything.
Because that's cool.
Were you in the car with Mr. Hales when he says I brandished a gun and pointed
Hi, Rare Aussie. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
it at him?
No.
So my question is, how can you testify that I did it?
Video evidence.
Now, this is some
Wait, what happened?
genius
I
lore.
missed that because I was talking. You know me. My daughter says that all the time. Oh, Mom, you know me.
So my question is, how can you testify that I did it?
Video evidence.
Now, this is some genius lawyering up, some counsel. I mean, you name it, detective work. Crook is all about it. I can see it now. Otter Creek, Lynette and Crook, attorneys at law, will lie through our tooth for you.
Videos are altered.
That video was not altered.
Lee said it was.
Objection, hearsay, move to strike.
Sustained. Meaning she does not need to answer that question.
Who said it was? Who's Lee? Lee said it was. Who's Lee? Yeah, I mean, but maybe he didn't understand that that meant he was going to have to cross her, I'm guessing. Oh, Rare Aussie, thank you. Police, wait, what? What, RJ? Are you calling the police on me? Don't do it, don't do it. I did write a note to get the Muttley laugh. Hey, bad duck. Wait, oh, Lee. Oh, that's what y'all are saying, police. That Lee is the policeman or something. The one, and that person is saying that the video is altered just because he zoomed in. Y'all are joking, right? Bad duck, I love your name. I don't know. I'm the hostess. I'm the hostess of what? What are you talking about? He said we said it was. Okay, the police. Crook's smart start. Okay. Well, that's crazy. It wasn't altered. I mean, it didn't appear to be altered from what we saw, right? But obviously we didn't see the whole thing. Hostess cupcake. I'm a cupcake.
Question, and sir, you can put another question.
Trying to think here.
Yeah.
Have you? Oh, sheesh! I didn't know she was going to be here. Have you and Jeremy posted online that you want my child removed?
Hey, Jill. Yeah, I'm the hostess with the mostest, like Becky Boo. I heard this morning at some point while I was working, I think I heard Jeff, Legal Vices, say that Miss Becky Boo has officially resigned. So if somebody knows, please inform the chat because I would love to know.
So that you can adopt her?
No.
Have you and Jeremy ever called CPS on us 9 times between
Ever?
you and your fans?
9 times.
Actually, it's thousands of times.
Wait, what?
His mathin' ain't mathin' either. How do you go from 9 and then you jump up to thousands. He must be taking classes with Mary Mathescary.
Flash fan, you say, who is this Becky Boo person? You don't know who Becky Boo is? Don't you remember watching all my Murdoch things about the clerk of court? You know, the court clerk, Becky Hill. Okay, anyway, that's who it is.
Have you ever posted it? Because it's on video.
Mm,
No.
Okay.
thank you,
You've
Zena.
answered.
So you never said that you guys called CPS.
Apparently she did, but only like today or something. I know, right? No, she didn't resign like a year ago. She should have, but she didn't.
Or have your fans call CPS on
No.
them. Okay, that's it. It's gonna be lies anyways.
Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
No,
You
you
should not
shouldn't.
I
have.
apologize.
I will
I
strike it.
apologize.
I will
I
strike it for the
apologize.
record, Mr. Heller. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, we'll rest.
All right, thank you.
You can
So ma'am, you may step out or you may have a seat in the back of the courtroom since you have concluded your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So that rests plaintiff's case. We will move for admission of exhibits at the conclusion of all of the testimony. Mr. Cook, are you calling yourself as a
Y'all, if for some reason Jeremy comes back in here today, which I'm not expecting him to, but if he is to come back in here today, somebody remind me to ask him if this is really the way that the judges like robe and yoke, I think that's what it's called, look like. Is that really what it looks like? Because I am obsessed. Obsessed. Y'all see how fancy it is? She's got like a little lacy pretty thing right there. So pretty. I like it.
witness?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask that you raise your right hand so I can swear
Yeah,
you
right.
in, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalty of law?
You.
You may so testify.
Get ready, because he's about to run you over with a big old bus. I think Lynette is driving.
Your Honor, Mr. Hale says that I contacted the LGBTQ community, which in fact I did not.
What?
It was put out by Milton. It was actually sent by Marla to Milton.
Is that what it's called? I did not know that. I did not know that. Yeah, I don't think
Which, again, you have the paperwork. I did not put this out. This is a blatant lie by him. In fact, if you got the other words on it, it says how Millhouse all right.
Anybody want to guess how runk this rug addict is right now?
Oh, Otter Than Otters. Were you at the hearing? Seems like it. What video was presented? Was it constitutionally protected? I don't know. To inform. Oh, pink swaying hair. That's funny.
And actually, with this, and when he posted this, which you should have the information
Yeah.
on it.
Got it.
Hold on, Mr. Cook, I will tell you that you keep flashing something up on the screen.
This is the same thing you found, Your Honor. And then with what they wrote in there, Millhouse was preparing a.
Hold on, stop talking for a second while I look through this
Okay.
stack, even though I said I wasn't going to. I'm doing
Sorry,
it
Your Honor.
again.
Oh. Did you see the video, Otter than Otter? Because I haven't seen it yet in this situation in this hearing. I actually haven't seen any video. All I've seen is the puppets.
This creep can't even call his YouTube buddy by his right name. Now, there are some times when he uses the right name, we've ducked that out. And then there are other times he's using a complete and total wrong name. And so we leave it in. We're not going to promote him. Now, what he's talking about is when he stalked me to my
I would rather have toys. I'd rather have toys. Oh, yes, 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 yes. That's the quacks are the names.
property as I flew back to Otter Creek. And then Brett Granger, Madam Mayor Teresa's husband, actually helped me with his truck to haul my trailer after I bought the bear and the elk and it was giant safe. It was in a unit here in Florida that I flew back for. So when I come off my property, there's Crook stalking me. He's trespassing. The vehicle's on my property and he's filming. Everybody wants to know, Jeremy, you were holding a camera like this. Why haven't we seen that film yet? Is it because of the language? No, language means nothing. Take any bad word in the English language, take it over to another country. It has no meaning, or it has a complete and total different meaning. The language has nothing. The reason, if you look, I wasn't even
Wait, so then, hey, Ruth, then who? Oh, okay, Otter. So wait, so then you're saying, so Otter, you're saying that Crook removed it or Jeremy removed it? Who removed what? The part he cut us on another channel, huh?
recording. All I did was got out and held. I didn't even have.
You're saying the part that he cut is on another channel. So I've seen another part of that, or I've seen another, what somebody says is another part of that video on another channel, but it doesn't make sense because to me, it looks like that's actually a video of John Cook videoing Jeremy walking out of Jeremy's property, not Jeremy videoing Cook on his on Cook's property. So I don't know. I don't think that I've seen the same one that you're talking
my
about.
phone with me. It was Brett's phone that I went up to him with. I'm like, man, just give me your phone. It'll go away. And so I wasn't even recording. But Crook did record. And we've used all of his recordings against him in court, proving that he trespassed and he threatened my life yet again.
I have looked through this stack of paper that was sent to the court via Federal Express. I do not see a paper that has a similar picture as to the one you were flashing.
Bad duck. You're a bad duck.
Flashing up on the screen. So I will tell you
it's what Millhouse wrote because he destroyed his website because he didn't want the interview to come out.
If Crook is somehow referring that we don't want to see, or I don't want to see an interview of him out there on the internet or Linet, he is so ridiculously wrong. Every time these two open their mouths, they make a post.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, I definitely saw some things that were said that were like not PC, but I mean, we're on YouTube. Is anything PC? And yeah, I don't think that that's going to be a problem for any of the What the Hell's fans. And use names, not pronouns. Wait, what? Did I use pronouns? Oh, sorry. Oh, I meant, okay. I'm sorry, bad duck. Jeremy said some things that were not PC. However, I think that the point of the video for me, it was actually recorded. I don't think it was recorded by what, bad duck? Yeah, I do mean that, Jade. That's exactly what I mean. There were some slurs on there for sure. But like I said, I don't think that's going to deter any of his fans. And in terms of the evidence in this case, I don't think that was good evidence for Crook because it showed him stalking Jeremy at the end of his driveway. So, yeah, that didn't look good to me.
They do a video. They further incriminate themselves. My goodness, the best thing in the world would be somebody to interview them. We would love it because we can't wait to use it in court against them.
Sir, I will tell you that I'm not going to allow that exhibit as I do not have it physically in front of me. So you may proceed with your
Hi,
statement.
John.
Let's see. Basically all of his videos, the posts, are recreated by Jeremy Hales and his 6,000 fans he brags about, Your Honor.
Wait,
Dude, hitting the road.
did he say 6,000 fans? Hey, Hef Irish. No, exactly. I know. I don't know. It is so hard to just ignore and avoid each other. I know. I know. It does make me very nervous about how this is going to end, to be honest with you, because it doesn't seem like either one of them are going to move. So, yeah, exactly. That one was recorded. I thought it was recorded by Crook, and it doesn't look good for him, does it? I'm sorry, Renee. It was doing weird stuff for me last week, too. Mike Henley. Nobody has said that in so long. Put your money where your life is. Rule of completeness. Oh, do we have a lawyer here? I mean, rule of completeness, then Crook can play the rest of it if he has it.
Drugs way too hard. 6,000? He's definitely being educated by Mary in the area of mathematics. No doubt whatsoever. Oh, let's not forget that Lynette and Crook were the only fans that actually stalked us to the town where we live and intentionally bought property across the street from us. 6,000 fans? Frankly, I'm shocked we even have one.
They change our voices on the internet. They copy my post, which I had to read this morning, on how they screenshot my image and repost this stuff. And then he starts fights with his fans to get angry at us.
Isn't Tom Collins like Don's son or something? No? I thought he was, because regardless, doesn't he have the fire truck? I guess that's why I thought it was his son, but I guess I'm wrong about that.
It all comes down to creating content for him. All we are is a paycheck to him.
When's payday? Because I would love to get this paycheck. Thus far, I've spent over $125,000 because of them in legal fees. I've spent a crazy amount of money in increasing our security in our lives because of them. The only thing they have done as they've grifted, they've begged, they've scammed, they've conned, they've cost me more money than I could have ever utterly imagined. I've yet to receive a single penny from them. But he's getting a paycheck scamming the entire system based off of his dead wife and the child. He's getting the paychecks. I'm getting nothing but bills.
I don't know if you got the paperwork on it, but I can show, and I know you don't feel like digging, whatever, but we can show how his money, how much he was making before he started attacking Michelle and myself. And we're money to him. I mean,
Thank you, Rare Aussie, for the update. Did you hear this, guys? He says, by the way, make sure you're still subscribed here. I got unsubscribed. How could this happen? How could anybody unsub you from my channel? That is rude. Oh, there's no relation. Okay, Teddy. Okay. Well, what the hell or YSL in first? YSL is the one in Florida also, right? No. That's the one in Georgia, right? Young Slime Life. Yeah. Oh man, who knows?
Otherwise, how would I have almost over 100 pages of posts that he has made if this wasn't true? And this is only some of them, Your Honor, that you have. There's a lot more, but we only had so much time after learning that we could send it in. I think we had one day.
See, that was the thing that I thought was kind of jerkish of the other person. Is that they definitely spelled your name incorrectly in a rude way. So I caught that. Let's not do that anymore, guys. Come on. Because it doesn't even tag them properly if you're not gonna that's the way people see you. See your comment back to them is like it highlights it when you tag them. But if you tag them with a rude, not actually their name, then it doesn't even tag them. So that's the reason I had to put it up on the screen is so that everybody can see it. You know what I mean? Ooh, yikes. Yeah, but you did. Maybe it was an accident, but you should maybe say that. But you did spell the name
So
Yeah, how could you
conveniently
have
incorrect.
so many posts about them? They only stalked me here. They begged for money. We were
Oh.
patient with them for months to stop all of the garbage. They brandish firearms. They set up signs saying horrific things. They break civil protection orders on a daily basis. It was they who injected themselves into my life, not me into theirs. That's how it happens. And if they would have shut up, if they would have stopped, none of this would be online.
Law Nerd 2.0. I feel like I've never seen you in here, but hi, welcome. I like law nerds.
Who was that creating videos stalking me on my own property? That was Crook. Your Honor, I'm nothing but a paycheck to him.
Again, the signs, they testified Lynette did it, which I know she didn't do it. That has nothing to do with me. And they actually said they didn't see it in person, so basically anybody could have made those signs on us. I don't know if you've got it, Your Honor, that you probably do, but I believe that this is the gentleman who helped Jeremy Hales write the
Jade.
excuse my language.
Jade. Okay, so it was spelled BAD_DYK or DYCK or something. So we weren't talking to you, Jade. We were talking about Otter than Otters or whatever the heck the name is. And hypocritical much, I saw that somewhere about us calling everybody but their names except like things other than their legal names. But that's like for a reason. We're not doing that to other people in the chat. Although, whatever.
Article because he wrote the same thing to Michelle and added me in there as well. His name is Richard Willis.
Richard.
And if you I can just read it. It's on Jeremy's page.
Excuse me, Brandon. How did you unsub people from Baker's chat? Did you block them? I've done that on accident also because I don't know how to be a mod. I did hear that somewhere.
Or on Or no, it's not on Jeremy's, but it was sent to us.
There we go.
If you feel it necessary, sir, you can read it.
All right, this is who I think that they planned the story with. It says, hey, I have pictures of my balls in John's mouth and my junk in yours, in your mouth.
What's a
Don't
thought?
make me bring them to the next town.
What is a thought criminal? Thought, not thought, but thought. Not thought like that over there.
Hall meeting. Isn't that your retarded husband wants to say about people? I hope in God above he saves that little girl from you and that child. That child, man, you call your husband. He's also phrasing, and he's probably another person that called CPS on us too, but it also proves that they're calling CPS on us. They've called IRS. They've called Fish and Game.
Hi, Thomas.
There's not an organization this man hasn't harassed me with.
This is the same John Crook who has posted publicly all over the internet before
Y'all, mod fights are the worst, and we don't have one here. Thank goodness.
this hearing and after this hearing that I have not contacted any agencies whatsoever. It's all lies. But now he's under oath stating that there's no agency that I haven't contacted.
Oh, I didn't know that,
So
actually.
which is it?
Again, this isn't about what he's trying to do. This is about trying to silence my voice for the illegal activities that he's doing in this town of Otter Creek. That video he showed you doesn't show everything. It shows me stating that I have caught him and the town's mayor's husband working together, and he's suing the town of Otter Creek.
This is true. This is true, Bad Duck. Becca Lynn brings up a very good point. So usually if I'm on my other screen name, that means I'm on my mobile phone. And if I'm on my mobile phone, I can't tag people. So I have to like spell it out, which is so difficult. And it's usually always wrong.
And the mayor wants to make a quick payoff to him. This is much bigger than...
And Y and U are right next to each other. So it could have been an accident, actually.
what he's saying.
I will
Hey,
note that
Patty.
the court does have in its possession that Facebook post from Richard Willis. I will mark that as Defendant's Exhibit 2.
Yes. Thank you. And again, all these
Again.
all these posts, they recreate everything. They recreate our voice. They do everything. It's all an intimidation to silence.
I don't know. I didn't see Megan's post, but you know, we all know how I feel about Joe Biden. Well, actually, we don't know how I feel about Joe Biden, but we know how I feel about politics in general. So we know I won't be bashing him here. You blocked a lot of people.
Silence our voices, because if he can silence my voice here, he gets away with the mayor and the vice mayor. They want to unincorporate the town of Otter Creek and bankrupt it so he can have his YouTube town, which he calls Otter Creek. He actually makes fun of us as residents. He wants to invite all his residents, all his fans down here because they're putting in RV park for it. He wants to put spaces on his property. Again, this goes much bigger, Your Honor.
Oh, there we go. See, Otter. Okay.
And it comes down to he's trying to silence mine and Michelle's voices.
It's okay, Otter than Otters. See, I'm way behind, but I just caught up to that and I was like, oh, I get it.
Does that conclude your testimony, sir?
Yes, it does.
Mr. Heller, any questions for this witness?
No.
I'll keep it very brief, Your Honor. Mr. Cook, you had an argument with Mr. Hales,
Well, thank you,
correct?
Dennis.
Did
No.
I have an argument with Mr. Hales?
Yep, we saw a video. Mr. Hales was driving by in his truck. You were yelling at him, calling him a pussy. Is that correct?
Did he show the beginning of the video when he's yelling out in front of my house, which brought me out from the house, from the camper, because he was out in the street?
Mr. Cook,
That's
you saw
not
the
the whole
same
video.
video that we saw. Now, in that
It's
video,
not the
you were
whole
there.
video.
Is that
Hold
correct?
on. Hold on. This is not a conversation. So wait for Mr. Heller to finish his question. You can
Okay.
answer the question.
Wait, what?
You saw that video. Is that correct?
Yes, I seen it.
And you had a gun in your pocket that day. Is that correct?
I came out with a gun in my pocket because somebody was yelling and screaming in front of my house. Yeah, I have a daughter. I have a 4-year-old daughter who I care about and I protect. And Michelle, I don't need a crazy man in my front yard.
And in your conversation with Mr. Hales, you took that gun out.
That's a good question, Jack's mom. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if, like, maybe they just thought, maybe first off, they don't have an attorney, so maybe they didn't know that they could. But also, maybe they just thought, well, they're both having to be called for this hearing anyway. They're both going to end up being, like, having to testify and being cross-examined. So I don't know. Good question, though.
I took that gun out because I had a hole in this pair of shorts and it slipped in there. So I brought it out and I put it back. I got it out of the hole.
Remember, he lied to the Levy County deputy, stating he never had a gun. And then when the deputy says, I've already solved the film, then he admits to it. Then he and Lynette come up with this convoluted story that he tripped in a hole. There's a hole in his pocket, and that I'm yelling and screaming. Now, you can go back.
Cynthia, so you didn't just come around during What the Hales, or did you? And how'd you know Brandon was feeling better? Isn't it great, though? But I definitely thought you came around during What the Hales. Has he been around during What the Hales and he's just not telling me? Huh? Y'all telling him. Oh my God, I'm so far behind. I'm so far behind.
And look at all the videos. They're all under the playlist Otter Creek. I'm filming the hazards on the property, not saying a single word. He comes out, he starts yelling and screaming, brandishes the firearm at me, points it at me, and then the verbal altercation goes on. Then the deputy is called. Then he lies to the deputy, and now he's telling the truth in court under oath? Or is he just telling half the truth? There's no hole in his shorts. There's definitely a huge gaping hole in between his ears because there's no brains in there.
And in addition to that, there's another time you waited to see people leave Mr. Hale's house. Is that correct?
I waited outside of I was coming back with, I forgot my credit card. I went to the store and I caught him and I caught him and the mayor's husband. They're working together, which.
That's true. I won't be eating steak for a sub goal. Sorry, guys. Did you say some of the judges in Levy County are very pretty? Well, I actually don't know if that's true at all, but this one that's on the screen, I think this is the judge from Ohio. The only one that I've seen in Levy County is the dude judge that wasn't so pretty, you know. I mean, you know, because he was a dude.
Proves a legal point again here in Otter Creek. And he got immediately offensive because he was caught. And that's not the whole video. If you want to see the whole video, except where he comes around my car and threatens, and he's got his phone over by my window, which he cut out.
So just to be clear, Mr. Cook, yes or no, you were waiting outside Mr. Hale's property for him to leave?
No, I was driving by. I forgot my credit card. Michelle took it out of my wallet.
Okay.
And I was coming back, and I just stumbled across it. That's all.
And you started videotaping him?
Your luck.
He's so dumb. He's the one.
I didn't. Although I think I was supposed to for school at some point, like in college or in high school or something, but I didn't. I didn't. I know that I didn't. I might have read some like paragraphs or some chapters or something, but I did not read it, I don't think. Also, I have like a really bad problem where I can't remember movies that I watched or books that I read. So I think I didn't, but I don't know. Oh, Teddy, did I put the, hold on, let me see. I see an angry face about ads. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can fix
That forgets that he posted when he actually saw me driving by.
Ah.
He's barefoot, has nothing to do with a credit card, has nothing to do with going to a store. Now, we've shown it before, but it's really important that we show it again because we're going after charges for everything we possibly can against Lynette and Crook. And perjury is huge. He's under oath. He's a pathological liar, and his own videos. Oh my goodness. I wish we could see an interview of them on YouTube. It would be incredible to use against them in court. But his own video proves that he's perjured himself yet again.
Well, I'm heading over to the Jeremy's house. I think I just seen the mayor's husband taking stuff to Jeremy. Yes. There he goes.
Oh, maybe Sapphire. That's possible.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh, I get it what you're saying, Otter.
We'll wait for him to come off the property.
Hey, I am saying, hey, thank you for the super sticker. I'm lost, and I would put it up there, but there we go. Thank you so much. Good to see you here. I haven't seen you in a little while. So, Otter, I bet you're saying like that this one was manipulated or whatever, that he cut part of this out, but I think he was just trying to show that like he was being stalked and then posted about in this one. It wouldn't really make it wouldn't make that much sense for him to put the like where he comes out and confronts Crook and says the naughty words, you know. What? I want to make like an adult Otter and shower in grain alcohol tonight. What? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm behind, so I don't know what you're talking about, but.
And I'm glad I did because I caught him in illegal activity.
And you started yelling at him?
Yeah.
If you watch the beginning of the video, he's coming and threatening me right off the bat, right out of his car. If you don't see the whole video.
Okay, and you start saying, touch my truck and see what goes bang.
I mean.
I told him that was at the end of the video, which you won't show again because that's got him in my driver's side window coming at me, which I didn't have a gun on me and I felt threatened. So by saying the words bang, bang, it made him back up. So, yeah.
Okay, and in addition to that, you're on Facebook, is that correct?
Am I on Facebook? When I have time and I'm not taking care of my tortoise rescue.
And you post regularly about Mr. Hales?
No, I don't.
We've seen
if
some
you
of
can
the
prove
posts.
it, I'd like to see these posts from day to day that I keep hearing about.
You saw the post that we put it as exhibits.
What do you got? 3 posts from 8 months?
And in addition to those posts, you're making obscene comments about, is that correct?
I didn't make those. I told you they generate those posts. They generate my voice. It's not me.
And you're an administrator for a group called For Ex-Fans of Mr. Hales?
I started it and I turned it over within a couple weeks. And Chris, I don't want to mention his last name because his fans will attack they'll attack him.
Concerned about being attacked, yet brave enough to have an
Shinny. Well, yeah, like after the first 5 minutes after I watched the movie, I remember it. I might even remember it for like an hour or something. Maybe. I don't know. I've never tested that, but I definitely don't even remember it the same day, which is, I mean, like the next day. Like after I've gone to sleep, I don't remember it. I don't even like usually remember how it ends, so I could watch the movie again and it's like a surprise.
We hate Jeremy Hales, and it proves and it shows Chris Holder and John Crook are the administrators. Brave enough to have that hate page, but scared of an attack. Oh, by the way, all the posts about him saying that he has his little tic tac in George's mouth, that's all over Shark's stuff as well. He can't get out of any of this. It's a lie after lie after lie. What he can get into is jail. We're going to do everything we can, possibly, to get him there.
And they already took down that page. Yeah, he took it over.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Cook, do you have any other witnesses?
No, I can't have witnesses because Mr. Hales will threaten them and put them in the position that I'm in.
Okay.
So they don't want to come on.
So that is a no. So we're going to do the admission of exhibits. Plaintiff, you are moving for admission of your exhibits A through K. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Cook, I know you have made various objections to the exhibits as we were going through them. Do you have any additional objections to make at this time regarding those exhibits?
Same. I do that actually.
I don't even remember what the exhibits were, Your Honor.
Okay. So then
I do. It's like, but through the whole thing, I'm like, oh, how's this going to end? How's this going to end? And then when it gets closer to the end, I'm like, oh, wait, I've seen this. I know how it ends. That's exactly how it goes. That is actually 100% true. Yep.
Okay, then I'm going to allow the admission of those exhibits, keeping in mind that you had made objections as we were going along.
Oh, I have to object about them? Well, again, you have to put that, I have to see them and post on it or say on each one of them. I don't remember A, B through J, A through J. I have no clue.
Okay. Mr. Cook, do you think your objections that you would make here would be any different than the objections you made during the testimony?
Besides, I mean, they would change a bit because I don't want to say you cut me off because that would be naughty. They're just,
Wait.
I don't want to say you cut me off because that would be naughty. They're just, all his posts are recreated to start a war. I'm money person. We're money.
Okay. So at this point, I am going to allow the admission of exhibits A.
Stop it. You guys.
Through K with the objections noted from Mr. Cook. For the defense, sir, are you seeking to admit the exhibits 1 and 2 that you discussed during your testimony? I'm talking to you, Mr. Cook.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Are you seeking to admit exhibits 1 and 2 that you discussed during your testimony?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to object to both of them. Exhibit 1 is a post from someone named Nori that there was no authentication that that's Mr. Hales. So that entire post there, Mr. Hales also denied saying that that was him. So there's nothing on that post on its face or through testimony that in any way indicates that that's Mr.
Who they were.
Also, post number 2.
Okay, guys, hold on. Do y'all want the update? Move to another window. Move to another window. Of course. Let's move to another damn window. How about that? No.
I can tell you, probably if it would have been Sean Combs, believe me, we would know that. Don't know who those folks
Is
were,
a post from a completely
caretakers,
separate
property
person,
management,
that is
who
not Mr.
knows?
Hales, and
I
has
honestly
nothing
could be the
indicating
pool
that
guy
Mr.
for all
Hales
I know.
initiated the post or
But
asked
at
for it
any
to be
rate,
made
we
or
saw
anything of the
that
sort.
happening earlier
Therefore,
on.
it's also
What's going on
hearsay
right
and
now?
it's
Well, a number of those armored guys are still inside this home that you see here, the main building. And I got you on the IFB there if you're hollering at me. So they made their way in there, and it was one of those things. It's like to talk about it on television is a little different than on the internet. One of the main concerns for law enforcement is in a situation like this. So let's say somebody's on that property. You know, who knows who this person is, but they see armed people coming in through the gates. They don't have any idea what's going on. They don't know that's law enforcement. They don't know that, for all they know, that could be robbers. And so somebody could be hiding in one of these rooms inside here, and that person also could possibly be armed. So that's kind of one of the reasons what's taking so long. They have to secure the building, is what I'm saying, because you don't want to have investigators doing their investigation in like 4 hours from now and have somebody kick open a door with a gun and start, like, who are you guys? Pop, pop, pop. You don't, and it sounds like I'm poking fun at it, but really, truly, that is the scenario that they're needing to avoid.
But bye.
So that was one of the reasons why it.
Rudeness. Rudeness. Anywho, do we care about P. Diddy? I mean, I kind of cared. Yeah, I think it probably was what all of you are saying that it probably was. Anywho, we don't have to watch it. I was just more interested in that. Okay.
Any response to that, Mr. Cook?
Sorry.
Everything I posted is the truth, Your Honor. I gotta see.
Oh, I don't know. That would be crazy.
Especially want the Richard one in the.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me make this easier for you, Mr. Cook. I am going to allow the admission of the exhibits. I will give them the weight that I deem necessary as I am considering this matter. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to allow the admission of those exhibits. Okay. Are we clear, Mr. Cook?
Mads, you don't know who Sean Diddy Combs is? Or, wait, Sean P. Diddy Combs? Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. What are his other names? I don't know. Right? It is a good distraction. I agree. Agree.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was just looking here and seeing when my court date here is with him. Okay.
Crook never had a Florida court date with me whatsoever. Now he does now because I'm suing him in federal courts for extortion, for defamation, for perjury. The list kind of goes on and on. You can get the feel of it. He's never, ever had anything in Florida against me for court. Lynette ran to the courthouse after we got our civil protection orders to try and get an injunction, but it has absolutely nothing to do with Crook.
Okay. And I will also reiterate that this court is going to take this matter under consideration. There was an ex parte order that was issued. That ex parte order remains in full effect until this court makes any further order. So what that means, Mr. Cook, is you should have no contact in any way with Mr. Hales or the protected party, which is, do you understand that?
I don't have any contact with him.
You can just say yes.
Yes.
Okay. That concludes this hearing. The court will hold this matter until after that briefing schedule, and then we'll make a determination based on the testimony and evidence that's been presented.
Okay, it's over anyway. Plus, y'all probably saw it on MG's channel, right?
Is taking so long. We also were talking about the whole legal ease that goes on about how this even happens. This isn't like somebody said, "Hey, I heard, Sean's got this and this and this and this," or Mr. Diddy or Mr. Combs, has got something going on, and they're just like, "Hey, let's mount up and."
Thank you, Mads. Thank you. I'll turn up my volume.
Right. There was a lot going on before this actually happened. And this is also a coordinated raid. There's also, we understand that they raided his home in Miami as well. I have no idea what exactly they're looking for. I'll be very honest about that. I didn't even know that there was legal issues going on with Sean Combs. And so I honestly don't have any of those kind of components. All I can tell you is right now, this is in the Holmby Hills area. That's his home that you see right there. And now it has a command post out front, and that command post belongs to Homeland
Dang it. Stop doing that, you jerk.
Security. You have a number of armored vehicles, most of them belonging to
Trash cans. Stop it. Hold on. We're going to get rid of this.
Homeland Security. Got one there, a couple of them in the driveway as well. We did.
Why is this happening? Are there too many people on this or something? This shouldn't be happening. What the hell? Just play, you jerk. Okay, let me try to find it somewhere else. That's very annoying. Y'all, what is happening? I feel like I should change the title of the live stream. You know what I mean? Okay, this is live.
Around the house or in the house. Now, you know, they're not necessarily, and correct me if I'm wrong, they wouldn't be considered suspects. Is that normally how law enforcement would do this? They would detain people on the scene just for questioning and then maybe release them.
Really? It's going to do that again?
Later, or do they know who they're looking for?
Houses. Stop it, I said.
Are they going to these raids to arrest people?
You guys, like, what the hell? Yeah. I see that. Susan. Oh, wait, where are you? Susan Scat for $19.99. Thank you for the super chat. She says, the video that Mr. Hales confronts Mr. Cook, Otter Creek does not have any right away on the side of the road. When Cook videoed from the side of the road, he was on Hales' property. And the missing part is Hales swearing. Yeah, for sure. I've seen the Hales swearing part, but like, I don't know that that's necessarily like, you know, it seems.
Is what I'm asking.
Sometimes the answer is both, and sometimes
You guys, why is this happening? We can't do this. We're losing all the people. We're losing all the people because the people weren't here for P. Diddy. And I don't care because I want to see P. Diddy.
One about the jurisdiction, because I think the jurisdiction is really, really important. You know, it might not necessarily.
I can't really like, who is this? No academics. No Ikidmel. I can't just like watch them. I can't snipe them. I'm not friends with them, you know? It would be rude. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Stream health. Stream is healthy. Okay. No, it wasn't, Zach. Stop it. I don't even believe you. Okay, so this is the LA house. I want to see both houses like we were just seeing a minute ago. I want to see both. Is that possible?
Miami, it's possible that what they uncover could lead them to believe that also there was a potential crime in those jurisdictions, and they would not be foreclosed from being able to investigate those crimes, even though that's not what the warrant initially set out to find.
So is it customary?
Oh my God, stop it.
For where the warrants are served, you would make the leap that the crimes were committed in these places, correct? That's safe to say. The alleged crimes, so to speak, that's why the raids are being held as we speak?
Not necessarily. It could be that they believe evidence of those crimes can be found in those locations. So, in other words, it could be a crime they believe occurred in New York, but they have reason to believe, and it's strong enough information that they were able to get a judge to sign off on a warrant to indicate that evidence of the crime that is being investigated in New York can be found in Los Angeles or Miami. So it's not necessarily so that they believe the crime itself happened in either Los Angeles or Miami. Although it could evolve that later turns out to be the case.
Nicole, like I said, you have a lot of experience in prosecuting these cases, but we are watching federal agents raid 2 mansions, thousands of square feet, multiple acres. That's a lot of ground to cover. There are going to be, you could imagine, thousands of pieces of evidence. I mean, these are large properties here.
That's completely true. And
I think he means everything that I don't think that, okay, odder than otters. Let me just take a break from Pig to D for 1 second to address this. I don't believe that he means everything he's ever said in his whole life. I believe what he means is everything that he's putting on the platform or everything that he is saying in court. And he did not say the bad words in court. So I don't think he thinks they were constitutionally protected, as they are not.
To defend quite a few of these cases, and these cases are indeed complex. Not only do you have an instance where you have just the idea that these cases can have terabytes and terabytes of information, which are later produced to the defense team, but you have 2 locations now that are just very large where they're gathering this information from. So I can expect whoever is ultimately representing Mr. Diddy to Mr. Combs to have to sift through incredible amounts of physical and digital evidence just to try to find out exactly what these accusations are about.
I don't think so, Jade.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Sky Fox there in Los Angeles is going to be flying away. We still have our live picture, though, in Miami as well. What's the coordination and cooperation like now that this is looking like a bi-coastal operation and investigation? How hard is it, Nicole, to get everyone on the same page, to get everyone on board with this is what we're looking for? This, maybe who we need to question, who we need to detain. Is that a very heavy lift, so to speak?
It is a heavy lift, and you can imagine that there were hours and hours of planning that went into the execution, right down to who would be involved on each team, because it has to be something that is not leaked. It is coordinated as to timing, and you have 2 completely different time zones, and so you want to make sure that.
Well, this is not good for Mr. Combs, just in case anybody's wondering. This is really not good. Game over. No more. You are wrong. Susan, wait, I'm wrong about what? Hold on. I don't even remember. Wait, I'm wrong? It's possible. I'm wrong a lot. I do appreciate the game over sticker, though. Those are cute. I don't know why Homeland Security.
Every person on each of those teams is going in at the same time because you don't want whoever you're trying to investigate to learn that you're looking for documents in one location because they could quickly secrete them or hide them, destroy them in the secondary location. So this has to happen at the same time.
Yes.
It also is best if it happens at the same time because you don't want witnesses talking to each other about what the other one said before law enforcement.
So recently, there have been a lot of lawsuits against Diddy um, for lots of bad conduct, but also trafficking of humans for, you know, bad purposes. And there's also just been like a lot of talk, a lot of people coming out of the woodwork to claim that they were either trafficked or they know about situations, just bad conduct by P. Diddy. And like, I've been waiting. When is there going to be some kind of like law enforcement raid? And here we have it. But also, in addition to the news is reporting that this has to do with the trafficking, there has also been recently the Tupac murderer was arrested, and I believe that he claimed that he was that the hit was put out by Diddy, or that Diddy had paid somebody $1 million, but that person ended up running and not doing it maybe, and then he was like the backup guy, I think is the way that that went. But regardless, lots of bad info coming out about Diddy recently.
Enforcement has an opportunity to talk to these folks. So it is a very heavy lift. It takes a lot of coordination. And you want to make sure that everyone on the team knows what their role is and what they're supposed to be doing and not supposed to be doing.
Okay, so we're taking a live picture right now, Nicole, there in Miami at the residence, one of the residences of Diddy there. I want to show for the viewers that we're going to bring you on camera here, Nicole. We want to thank you for being with us. We're going to keep you around for just a little bit longer because this is a developing story, a breaking story at the moment. We're going to get back to that live picture in just a moment. I want to show.
That is true. So for those of you that don't know, I am T-Bone, and Brandon will definitely butt block you if you're not nice to me. Okay? Thank you, Zero.
Our viewers and take them back about how we even came to be familiar and acquainted with this story. We were watching this on one of our feeds, about an hour ago now, and we were watching agents raid a home, so to speak. We have that moment. I want to get you to respond to that moment. This is it here. So take a look at this. All right. You see there so many of these agents. They're trying to break down one of these front doors or at least gain access to it. And so presumably, you know, this is what they train for. This is how they go about this. Do they have to do this in every raid, so to speak? You know, if you're not getting pushback or opposition, or there's no danger posed from any of the individuals in the house, why do they have to have such manpower like this?
Well, it does not mean that they believe that there's danger involved, but you can see that these officers are not taking anything for granted. They're there in uniform. They're clearly identifiable as law enforcement. They have what appears to be bulletproof vests on just in case something goes wrong. They have a certain lineup. They know in that.
Okay, here's the thing though. Like, I know people are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure that one person could have just gone and knocked on the door and been like, hey, I'm Homeland Security and here's the warrant. And I'm pretty sure they would have been let in. I could be wrong. But I just think that was a little unnecessary.
Stack, if you will, you know, person who is going to be in front, all the way down to the person who is going to be at the back. They know who's responsible for breaching the doorway. And it's not the kind of thing you can see. There's such a difference all the way from the gate to that property that we're looking at now is all the way to the front door of the actual residence. There's some time. So what law enforcement does not typically want to do is ring the doorbell and have a little chat with whoever's on the inside of the house, so that if somebody has a flash drive or something that they might want to flush down the toilet or otherwise remove from the residence or somehow hide, they have
Combs, you mean?
time to deal with it. These law enforcement officers
Probably
have
New
a
York
plan, and they're executing a plan where they also want the element of surprise to be on their side.
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. You know, being in the news, I think the last kind of federal raid in the public consciousness was the raid at Mar-a-Lago in South Florida back in August of 2022. And we saw that kind of all unfold as well. Of course, I'm not comparing these two situations or scenes by any means, but these were essentially, Nicole, raids that we all watched in real time. And so I think a lot of the American people and viewers became pretty well acquainted with how law enforcement does this. Now, let's talk about the probe itself. We're getting that from our sources at Fox 11, that this is an investigation regarding allegations of sex trafficking federally.
I mean, they
Now,
do,
is
for
that
sure.
federal aspect important to this? Obviously, states have their own laws on the books when it comes to sex trafficking. But if the feds are looking into this, into homes associated with such a high profile person, you just have to kind of make the leap that this is going to be a story for a very long time. What is so particular about the federal aspect of this?
Again, it's very likely that it is federal because they believe there was some element of crossing state lines with some of the conduct. And again, without seeing the warrant, if we don't see the warrant, we can't see the affidavit. We don't know exactly what the government is alleging occurred here. We're taking a guess based on some civil lawsuit information that this is probably what this is about. It's clearly a criminal investigation at this point. Because you see this law enforcement individuals making entry and conducting this warrant, this search warrant at a minimum. We don't know if it's also an arrest warrant. And so it has to be that there's some interstate commerce or some crossing of state lines that was affected to make this a federal case. And the reality is that even though a person may have a peaceful reputation, I know nothing about Mr. Combs' reputation. Law enforcement needs to go in as if the situation could turn violent at any time, because these types of allegations are incredibly serious. Somebody who is ultimately arrested for human trafficking could very well, depending on the charges, go to prison for the rest of their lives. And that's a desperate corner for individuals to be in, and even people who might otherwise not have had a history of any sort of violent reaction. Law enforcement has to be prepared for the unexpected. And so that's what you're seeing here.
You know, Nicole, I was using some of the history and context of what Diddy has gone through over the last 3 months to kind of bring into this story a little bit. And, you know, we don't want to jump to conclusions or you know, draw connections that aren't there.
Well,
but he has suffered a lot.
I'm not getting sued for saying anything, but I would just tell you to look on the internet. Look at the lawsuits that have recently been filed or that have been filed against him throughout history. Diddy did have a tortoise, Dave, apparently. He might have a tortoise or two. This just happened. And I was like, I don't care that over 100 people are going to leave. I want to see this. What? Oh, you're joking. You mean like the pooey kind? Maybe.
Of legal drama, so to speak, over the last 3 months. You know, almost like weekly allegations being made, lawsuits being filed against him for allegations, Nicole, that go back to the early to late 90s. And we mentioned
he's the one that J-Lo dated, that he apparently put the gun in J-Lo's purse. What?
Mentioned that a lot of states now have some of these laws on the books where they open a window of time, say a year, and victims can come forward no matter the statute of limitations. Do you think we could possibly be seeing that be taken advantage?
Shinny, if you're talking about me, you can DM me on Twitter. It's at Legally Live.
Advantage of any laws like that in a case like this?
Well, it depends on if the government believes that there was some kind of a conspiracy to continue with human trafficking, or essentially to bring people into compelled prostitution. If they believe that there is an ongoing conspiracy, for example.
Okay, Heidi, then go look at the recent lawsuits. Those are, I mean, you know, they're just, it doesn't mean that it's true. They're just alleged in petitions, but those are the allegations that are out there.
Among people to do this.
MLS says, hello,
and there's evidence that either of these Combs residents of that thing, that they're accusing them of over the long term, it can tack back in time that way. So in other words, if the conspiracy they're alleging is still ongoing this last year, and I don't know what they're alleging, because again, we haven't seen any documentation of that. But they could say, well, it's the same conspiracy that's been ongoing for 20 plus years. And so, that would mean that potentially, although there would definitely be arguments in court, that they could say, well, this is the same conspiracy. It was going on as of yesterday. And for that reason, we believe that we are going to be able to continue to prosecute no matter how old some of the initial complainants in the conspiracy were at the time. So those could be 20 years old. I mean, these cases are incredibly burdensome for a defense team. They're expensive, they're enormously stressful. I mean, if you can imagine also, he's presumed innocent. It is presumed that he's done absolutely nothing wrong, which is really a hard thing for us to imagine watching what we're watching right now on camera.
Y'all, what is my... Y'all, what is my, you know what? Who asked me? Shinny. Go to my, about section on YouTube, where my links are? And it should be there. I don't know how to...
And for a defendant accused in a case of this nature, especially with so much time potentially being at issue for witnesses to make claims, it's almost like having to prove a negative that it didn't happen, even though that's not what our Constitution or criminal court rules require.
So, of course, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but you are saying the very fact that these homes affiliated with Diddy are being raided in this fashion, it would be hard to, down the line, you would be surprised to...
Okay. I'm over this. Sorry. Hey, Diddy, buckle up. It's the law. This is true. Anywho, we're going to go and watch... We're gonna watch. That's crazy, though, that his son was in handcuffs. I mean, that happens, though, when you get raided, This client is no longer in custody. Well, thank you for letting me know. Sorry. That was not for here. I know where everybody went, though. You know what happens at 3:30 my time. Nope, that's not what we're doing. That means there was another video posted. But we're going to watch new What the Hells after I send it to myself. There we go. There we go. There we go. I feel like a sleuther when I just go from page to page to page. Okay, wait.
Stop talking. I warned you, Miss Preston. Miss Preston, what are you doing? I'm trying to get Sheriff's Department on the phone. Stop talking.
Sorry.
The Ohio judges found both Lynette and John Crook guilty. Civil protection orders have been given against them. They have violated them multiple times, many times. And now we're going to jump into the January 10th, 2024 contempt of court hearing with Lynette.
Ms. Preston, we have had some technology difficulties today. We are making it work to the best of our
Is that better?
abilities. You should see on the screen counsel Mr. Heller as well as his client Mr. Hales. Can you see them? Yes. Okay. So we are going to make sure that we keep our voices up nice and loud so that we get an audio. We are being recorded.
Oh, you mean you pre-record? Yes, they are pre-recorded. This is true. Oh, you mean you'd rather hear my thoughts than watch the video? I kind of want to see this video, and then I'll give you my thoughts, all of my thoughts. But I kind of want to see this video. Not gonna lie.
And our audio is not necessarily the...
Why are we back to her again, though?
best. So if for some reason you can't hear me or that you can't hear council, I need you to tell me that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We are going to go ahead and get started. My IT is going to try and get a speaker so that I can make sure that everything we do is loud and clear. We are going to be starting with the counsel for Mr. Hales. So Ms. Preston, by the time it is your turn to talk, we will have a speaker so that you will have the ability to see and hear louder, okay?
I need to ask for a continuance. I have no clue what the charges are against me. I see no evidence, and under the law, I'm allowed to have that evidence, and I need a continuance. I need the evidence. Give it to me, and I need.
Yeah, do that, everybody. Run it in the background. Obviously, I'm running it right now, but like y'all need to run it in the background so that What the Hills gets, credit for it, because he only dropped it 17, or they only dropped it 17 minutes ago. We do only have 82 people in here, but that's still 85 more eyes on their video. So run it in the background if you can. What did she just say? I need a reset. Continue.
This is just another aspect of Linet mirroring and mimicking, copying everything we've done. So at this point, we've already had a number of different hearings in the Florida system. So now she knows what a continuance is, and now she's demanding one. Now, I understand the audio is a little rough to hear. Use earbuds. That'll help. Put it up on your TV. Crank it all the way up. You'll be able to hear her just fine. And frankly, it's a blessing. Do you really want her voice that loud?
Did you request?
Dan, this is the new video. This is a new video, everyone. This is the new video.
A continuance in writing prior to today's date.
I have been calling, asking how to do that, and the women that answer say we are not allowed to give you that information.
That's probably not true, though. Probably not true, guys. Yeah, you can't deny Jeremy of you. That's true, Ghost Fox.
Okay, so the answer is no, you did not request a continuance, correct?
No, I did not, because we don't know how.
Okay. When the
That's a problem. You obviously have to actually request the continuance if you want one, like, in writing.
case was heard previously, you had communicated with the court, you had sent documents in via Federal Express, correct?
So you knew how.
Yes.
Okay.
We just got this. We were not given any evidence against us. It was vague. It said violated multiple times. That's all it said.
Okay.
Nothing that says what they're accused of.
Okay, and you have not requested any discovery, correct?
I have not. I do not have an attorney. I need a continuance to get the evidence, look it over, and make my defense, and have time to possibly look for an attorney.
All right, hold on, please. Hold on. Stop talking for a minute, please. I'm just working on more technology issues. I apologize if I was rude.
She said, stop talking. She said
to tell you to stop talking, but I want to make sure that we get everything on the record nice and clear, okay? Ms. Preston, if you can say something again for me.
I asked for where I could find the form to fill out for a motion, and I was told they're not going to tell me where to find it.
Okay, and but the long and short of it is you did not request a continuance in writing prior to today's date, correct?
No, I did not. I called in. They told me I had to do it now in the hearing.
Who told you that?
Whoever answers your phone.
In my office.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you did not file a written motion for continuance?
No, I did not. She said ask for it now.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Okay. Does that conclude what you need to say right now, Ms. Preston?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Heller?
Your Honor, I'm opposed to a continuance in this matter. This has been filed since December 8th. She was served by process server as well as by regular mail. In addition to that, Mr. Hales flew up from Otter Creek, Florida to be here in person, so he has gone to great expense and also risk flying in quite severe weather to make sure he was here because this is important to him. To continue it now at this juncture without anything written or filed, I think is a way to waste Mr. Hale's resources and time, as well as to just allow respondent to continue with the behavior that's been unacceptable until this point.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, Mr. Heller, when was that personal service accomplished? Do you have that information?
Let me see.
It's what we got in the minutes.
Hold on, ma'am. I've asked Mr. Heller. All right, Ms. Preston, I'll ask you while Mr. Heller is looking. Do you know what date you were served with notice of this hearing?
We picked this up from the post office, 12/27. That's the only thing we've been given was just right here. Notice of the hearing.
Okay, and you were not served with anything by a process server?
I think somebody gave, and all it said was, that there would be a hearing, and that wasn't very long ago either, and it said that we violated the order multiple times and continue to violate it and not stay within 10 feet.
Nope. I don't want to hear any of that right now. I'm just determining if we're going to go forward with this hearing.
I need the evidence against me, and I need to prepare for a defense.
Okay,
We
so.
weren't allowed to defend ourselves in the beginning, and we want to defend ourselves now.
And, Ms. Preston, I'm going to stop you there because certainly this magistrate held that full hearing. This magistrate gave each party a full opportunity to present their testimony and evidence. I appreciate that you may not have presented the evidence now that you feel now is relevant, but at that full hearing, you were given full opportunity. So we are not going to go backwards. We are only going forwards from this point. Mr. Heller, did you get that information?
I'm sorry, Your
If you
Honor,
did
I was
not,
paying
that's
attention to
fine.
what she was saying.
Okay. So at this point, I am denying the request for continuance. This hearing will go forward today as scheduled. This matter was filed on the court's docket on December 22nd with the date of the hearing. The motion to show cause was filed by the defendant on December 8th. I'm sorry, the motion for contempt was filed on the clerk of court's docket on December 8th. The order setting this hearing was filed with the clerk of courts on December 22nd. Ms. Preston has indicated on the record that she was served with notice of this hearing as of December 27th. There has been no written request for a continuance, so this court will not grant that continuance. I will tell you, Ms. Preston, this is a civil proceeding. You have appeared. You have a right not to participate if you choose to. You are welcome to log off of this Zoom conference. I will proceed forward with this hearing. I will hear the evidence that is submitted by counsel. So you are welcome to stay and participate, or you are welcome to log off. But I am denying the request for a continuance. This hearing will proceed.
What you are doing to me is railroading me, ma'am. You're not giving me there was no evidence given.
Ma'am?
Is violated the order.
Ma'am?
Violated it how?
Ma'am,
Violated.
Stop talking. I have given you the courtesy of allowing you to appear by Zoom because you are not a resident of the state of Ohio. That is not a courtesy that I am required to give.
And
Stop. Stop.
Against him.
Ma'am, I am talking. Do not interrupt me.
Okay. I'm so sorry, ma'am.
I have given you the courtesy of allowing you to appear by Zoom. This is a proceeding in Ohio. I appreciate that you are not a resident of County. However, I have already established that the petitioner is a resident of County, and therefore I have jurisdiction over this matter. So for me to allow you to appear by Zoom is a courtesy that the court has afforded you. So we need to follow the rules as if we were in a courtroom. So the rules are one person talks at a time. I have issued my ruling that I am denying the motion for continuance and that we are going forward with this hearing today. You are not required to remain. You have the right to remove yourself from this conference and not participate. I will go forward with this hearing. There's nothing further I am going to hear from you now. Mr. Heller is going to present his testimony and evidence. You will be given an opportunity to cross-examine any witnesses that Mr. Heller puts up for this hearing. You can then give your own testimony and evidence as you feel necessary. That's how we are proceeding. Mr. Heller, you may begin.
Thank you. Jeremy, can you state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Jeremy Hales, Hales.
And Jeremy, you were here because you were issued a civil protection order against Ms. Preston. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you remember when you received a copy of the protection order that was granted?
I do not know the exact date, but it was before I left for Florida.
Okay, was it close to about October 30th or October 25th in that range?
Yes, sir.
And did you actually wait to go to the state of Florida until you got a copy of that protection order?
Yes, sir.
And when you finally got a copy of that protection order, you then prepared to go to your house in Otter Creek, Florida. Is that correct?
I actually prepared to go to the sheriff's station first to present that order and to document other issues with the sheriff's station in Levy County before even entering my property.
Okay, and so on or about October 30th of 2023, is that where you went when you first arrived to Florida?
Yes, the evening before I announced that I would be there in a live stream on YouTube, and that is the very first place I went.
And when you arrived at Florida and arrived at the sheriff's station, what happened when you were there at the sheriff's station?
I was in the sheriff's station less than 2 minutes, went out of the sheriff's station. Lynette Preston, John Cook were in the parking lot in the handicap. They saw me. I went back into the sheriff's station and I said, these are the people I have civil protection orders against. Deputies came out. Lynette Preston was driving the vehicle. She then moved the vehicle right next to my truck and my trailer and did not have any intention of leaving. The Levy County Sheriff deputies forced her to leave.
Wait, what?
I am now showing what will be marked as Petitioner's Exhibit A. Jeremy, I know the photo's a little bit small. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize it?
I was there.
And is this the parking lot of the Levy County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, there are multiple staff members to the right. There's my truck and trailer and Lynette Preston's Jeep Gladiator to the left.
Okay, so to be very specific, in the photo towards the back, I'll say back left corner of the photo, there's a large black trailer. Are you saying that is your trailer?
Yes, sir.
And that's being pulled by a black pickup truck, is that correct?
That would be a blue pickup truck.
Blue pickup truck.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And then right here towards the very left.
Y'all, who else is live right now? Because it's almost time for me to be done. It's almost 5 o'clock. Audio Coffee says, yep, it's as Jeremy describes in a plenty-sized car park too. She could have parked anywhere, but she didn't. Yeah, that's crazy. Does anybody know who else is live that I can redirect you to? Because we're not going to be able to finish this today. It does not look like. Maybe we can try.
To the screen, you can see a white Jeep. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you believe that Jeep to belong to who?
Lynette Preston.
And how are you familiar with that she owns this Jeep?
I've seen her in the Jeep, driving the Jeep as she was this day.
Is Megan Fox doing the 8 passenger stuff? That's what I want to be doing. Oh, MLS is live. What's MLS doing? I didn't see him. I just looked for live peeps. Do you think let me ask. I don't see him. Hold on, I'll play this while I'm looking.
And so you had to actually go and ask the sheriffs to tell her to leave. And in this parking lot here, as I'm looking at the parking lot in this photo, Is it fair to say that there are other spaces open in multiple locations in this parking lot?
There are acres of spaces in this parking lot. It goes to the left, to the right, to the back. There are many spaces.
And despite there being multiple open spaces, she chose to drive next to your vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And is she familiar with your vehicle as well?
Very. She's actually identified my vehicle in court documents.
And so she pulls up directly next to it instead of somewhere farther away, and this is after this protection order was granted.
Yes, sir.
Did this cause you to have new feelings of fear and anxiety?
Yes, sir.
So in addition to that, in November, I'm now going to show you what's being marked as Petitioner's Exhibit B. This is a screenshot of a group called
Standing in my trash. We're not going to promote her real group, and we're not going to promote her either, or any of the trash that she posts on her trash groups. And there's so many, she even gets confused about them all during this court hearing.
Okay, so we were at 1435 next time. I mean, nobody's going to remember that, especially not me, but I'm sending y'all to Megan. I think she's doing 8 passengers. I shall be back tomorrow to finish this off and then do Otter Creek. But soon I am going to be doing, it's okay that chat got rowdy. Chat gets rowdy. Soon I am going to be doing the 8 passenger stuff because I'm interested in that, and also the Diddy stuff because I'm also interested in that. So come if you want, don't if you don't want. But thank y'all for being here. And I'm going to send y'all over to Megan, okay? What? Wait, you think I should say that, or you say he actually is? That's crazy. I might be live again in a second then. Who knows? Megan's leaving. Okay, well, you guys, then I'm not going to be sending you anywhere, I guess. Hold on. Let me change that, I guess. Yeah, it is best left as an untamed wild beast, isn't it, Zach? Okay, good night, everybody. I will see y'all later. I'll see you tomorrow or maybe later if something else pops off. What? Okay, I might be back if he's really on the run. I don't believe that, but okay. I don't know how to end. Oh, yeah, I remember how to end. Okay, bye, everybody. See you later. Thank you for being here. Sorry for the craziness going back and forth.